I'm gonna kind of set you up for this, and then I can jump in. But I think you were great about leading us in the conversation, and I think that's really important because I know that we have stereotypical roles.
Yep.
A lot of times in culture.
Yes, sir.
But the reality of it is, the freedom that we're experiencing today is because I had to learn how to become curious and to desire the wisdom that my wife had to offer. I think just because God had given me an opportunity to have vision for our family didn't mean I had competency about finances.
Ooh,
right?
That's good.
So I had to learn to appreciate, to her point, not to see her difference as a deficiency.
Yeah.
I used to be like, she don't want me to have no fun. And that's her deficiency.
And normally that's her
Right. Right.
But you were like,
no, I was me. It was me. And here's what I would tell anybody. I think whatever your barrier is to financial discipline, you need to find out what is the source beyond what you see. For me, as the kid who grew up having cancer, and I did not recognize that really what was happening to me is I did not ever think I'd live long. So I felt like if I don't live now, I'm gonna miss out on living. And for a lot of people, cancer may not be that story, maybe a different story, but there's something that's driving your lack of discipline.
Yeah.
And it took, me starting to step back, one, understand, okay, I'm gonna live long, I don't have to do it all now. And then to value, man, God has blessed me with a woman who has the financial competency, and it doesn't diminish what I bring to the table to remain curious. And it's crazy, we will seek wisdom everywhere else but the one that God gave us.
Ooh.
So I was like, before I listen to a podcast and before I listen to this, let me find out what my wife has to offer because she is gifted in this. And so you kind of started to lead us into those conversations and kind of take us through a baseline plan, and you probably can share that better than I can.
Yeah, and I had to come into that conversation very much so, still humble.
Okay.
Because truth be told, like Vernon's debt was a lot more than what I was bringing. I had debt, but Vernon's was a lot more.
Okay.
And so when we got to the conversation, it was like, this is no longer Vernon's debt. This is our debt.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're working together as a team. I can't hold this above his head and walk in resentment of like, what happened? What in the world? We're here now.
Facts.
And it's a we thing. So we came into covenant together, and it's our debt, so we're going to tackle this together.
So pause, action. Pause. How old when we got married?
23.
You're going to help this generation. This generation of ladies will say, no, that's your debt. You need to pay that off. This ain't my debt. What, how do I answer this question? Because I don't want to offend nobody who's watching this show. I want to help them, not offend them. What was going through your head that made you approach your husband, per what we believe, who is the head of the house, right? And you say, no, this is us. Yeah. I love you. This is ours. I didn't bring, you didn't belittle him. You didn't bring him down. You didn't make him feel less than. You made him feel like, I'm your wife when we end this thing together. At 23, how were you thinking like that?
Yeah. I'll be honest, it was a conversation that I had to have with myself. It wasn't like let's just, we got this. Yeah, we're a team.
Yeah.
No, it took a time for me to sit back and say hey, this is the love of my life. This is the one that I decided that God placed in my life for us to be one with each other. Our values align with each other. How we get there may be different, but our values are the same, and we're a team. And so we're never going to accomplish this goal if I go in thinking it's his. It's just not gonna work. And then we're gonna be frustrated, and then our kids and their kids, they'll be the ones that suffer because of that.
Yeah.
And so it was a place of humility of hey, we're in this together.
Okay.
And I think I saw that even early on with my parents. Once again, I didn't know what their financial landscape was, but I saw them together.
Yeah.
There was a togetherness about them, and I said, that's something I want.
Okay.
They didn't talk a lot about anything, but I always saw them as together, and I said, if this is the love of my life, I want this for us. I don't want us to get to the top, and he said, this is what I did. Or this is what from my end, this is what I did. No, we did this together.
All right, fam, 2025 is right around the corner, and I do not want you to go into that year guessing or wondering how that year is going to be. No, I want you to have a strategic plan on what you're going to do going into the year 2025. That is why I am hosting a free workshop on December 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time called Start Stronger, where I'll be giving you the wealth building strategies for the new year. We will dive into proven strategies to crush your consumer debt, build wealth, and create a year you will love. You'll learn how to both plan, prepare, and prosper for the new year with actionable tips to maximize your income and watch this, minimize your expenses, and start building your legacy. Seats are limited, and just for attending, I am going to bless you with a complimentary free 50-page ebook called How to Get a Pay Raise in the Year of 2025. Listen, I don't want you to wait. I want you to register right now. Go to anthonyoneal.com/start strong. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/start strong, because we're going into 2025 stronger, and we're going to end 2025 better than the way we ended 2024. Bring your boyfriend, bring your girlfriend, bring your husband, bring your wife, and check this out, parents. Bring your kids to this free workshop. I'll see you soon.
When she brought up the money conversations as a man, speaking to the men who are watching right now, how was your pride?
Really challenged.
Yeah.
And just for the context of the listeners, I know you alluded to it in the introduction, but we paid off $150,000 of debt.
Yeah.
Came debt free in 2020.
Yep. Okay. During the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
And we did that both making at the time less than $100,000 a year.
So combined household income was less than 100,000, or were you making less than 100,000? She making less than 100,000. What was
he was making less than 100. I was making less than 100.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so I think I want somebody to hear that, because when it's possible.
So good, yes.
Like, I think people think I got to be making this a certain amount of money. It was extreme discipline, but the pride piece comes in because the only way it's possible is with a plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with accountability.
Yes.
So she would bring spreadsheets to the table, and she would bring bank statements to the table because she's an accountant by profession. That's what she went to school for. And then she served in external audit and internal audit in the corporate sector. And I would be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
For real.
And here's where the insecurity would step in, because I didn't have the vocabulary, I didn't have the language.
Got it.
When we came into the relationship. Now, that has evolved over the years, and I'm sure we can talk about how that journey has unfolded.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of insecurity. But here's what I would encourage anybody on. Brene Brown says this. She says, for shame to grow, because really what it is shame, right? The reason we hide finances is because of shame. The reason why we avoid those hard conversations is because of shame.
Facts.
And Brene Brown says, for shame to grow, it needs three things: secrecy, silence, and judgment. So I would say, one, you got to overcome secrecy. That's a personal decision.
Yep.
We had to overcome silence. That's a shared decision.
Yep.
And she had to work hard not to judge me
Facts.
Sure.
for what I needed to grow in learning.
Facts.
That was her decision. When those three things come together, you can overcome it. But I think that was the key to it all.
Secrecy. But we know you couldn't be secret in a marriage. You can be secret in a marriage?
Woo!
With finances?
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult with me.
Yeah.
I was about to say, with me, you can't.
What? I married,
Me and you, we got it. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, woman, wait.
I married an auditor. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
I can't even surprise my wife. True story. I've had to literally ask friends, like good friends, like, I ain't putting nobody in no financial line.
Yeah, they're like, hey, yo,
But I'd be like, hey,
throw me
I need you
$1,000.
to front this.
Yeah.
Because I am married to somebody who is not, she's going to be
gonna
like,
see it?
Yeah.
I know that something's off.
Yeah. But there were times, when you talk about secrecy, there were times that you used the credit card
Yeah.
and didn't tell me about it. So that's secret. Now, I then go back and look, and I'm asking the questions like, hey, is this a fraudulent charge? Or like, what happened here? Do I need to call the bank?
They tell you.
Yes.
You're like, wait, we didn't have this conversation.
Yeah.
I see this chart. So I'm not going to say it's you.
Right.
Yeah.
I might need to call the bank.
I'm assuming something's wrong. Because this purchase wasn't a part of the plan. So something must be off. I think those are the things that we really learned over the years.
Yes, sir.
And here's what I would say that she was so generous with, was we had to come to the table, and I had to come with a posture to learn.
Yeah.
So that's what helped me overcome pride. The question was not, do I want to be the man of the household? It was, do I want to, and she said it earlier, do I want to set up generation after generation in our family for success? And if I want that, then I want to grow in wisdom, and we partnered in that. And it certainly had to take accountability for my learning as well.
Yeah.
So that was important. Like I did win and learned. Like I think, you know, I remember when she first came, we had an apartment that was 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths. And I was like, you know, hey, I'm ready to, you know, like this was the house. We had a pool, but it was a neighborhood pool. And we had a passcode to get in the gate. So I thought we lived in a gated community based on my upbringing. And then one day, 1 year in our marriage, she says, hey, I think we should buy a house. And I remember being upset. Like, you're trying to take me away from this wonderful establishment. So she led the efforts in buying our first home. By the time we came around to our second home, really,
it was you.
I kind of led the charge because over the years, and so that's what I would even say to a woman who's having conversations, just because the man you're with does not come with all the competency, if he has a posture and a willingness, right, to be a partner with you, you know, that can certainly, those tables can turn.